With the news of Jordan Seaton, all-world five-star offensive tackle, entering the transfer portal for Colorado, this has to be one of their biggest losses. We'll talk about it on the main channel. I think it's interesting to visit this Deion Sanders and Cam Newton video as they talk about the issues with the transfer portal because they ring very loudly right now.
It's so tough out there for the young man right now, but the first mistake that they make is you want to go chase a bag instead of chase the game. Chase the game. The game got the bag. Don't chase the bag. The bag ain't got the game. Chase the game because that's going to sustain you for a moment. This right here is going to maintain you forever. And they chasing the wrong thing. I'd rather chase a place that's going to give me the game, that's going to teach me how to be a man, that's going to teach me about this money, that's going to hold me accountable and make sure I'm disciplined. Not just the bag.
All right, right there. Press pause right there, Peggy. Go to the next clip.
Yep. And even as we pause this, Cam, right now, Colorado sits, from December 30th, Colorado sits as one of the highest teams with the most transfers, number 6, tied for number 6 on that list. And next up, we have Tom Brady with his thoughts.
Would Tom Brady have finished his career at Michigan if the rules were the same then as they are now?
It's such a hypothetical situation. The only thing I can answer is to say that based on what my experience was, I wouldn't want it any other way. My college experience was very challenging. It was very competitive. The lessons I learned in college, certainly about competition, those traits transformed my life as a professional. I was ready to compete against anybody because the competition in college toughened me up so much that I had a self-belief and self-confidence in myself that whatever I was faced, I could overcome that. And I think if we take that away from a young student athlete to say, you know what, I know it's tough to compete, but what we're gonna do, before you have to compete, we're actually gonna put you somewhere else so that you don't have to compete, that is absolutely the wrong thing to do to it.
I think as we kind of unpack this transfer dilemma that we're seeing happen in real time, the obvious issue that we have to voice is we need a commissioner or we need certain sanctions in the college football, basketball landscape.
And I want to piggyback off that because that's something that I've been saying on the main channel for a long time. It's just this idea that we get so mad at these players and all this other stuff, but you have to understand there's no real guidelines. There's no real rule. There's rules, but who's out there enforcing them really? It all comes down to lawsuits being made and the Supreme Court having to talk about it, or, you know, courts having to talk about it, weird injunctions being made, and people just usurping and getting around all the rules. It feels like a lot of people are out in limbo, and that's the reason why certain situations are happening. By the way, Jordan Seaton entered the transfer portal, right? The agents are already saying his number is $2.5 million. Texas is already on the line at Hook 'em Horns. Texas A&M's out there. Florida's trying to get it. So in reality, there's just so much money that how does a young man not look at that and see what's going to happen? Like, I think most of these instances aren't players that aren't getting what they want. I think it's players that are getting a bag dropped on their head and saying, hey, yo, come make some NFL contract money. You would be kind of dumb not to do that. You feel me? So I think that's just very crazy that there are no rules for that. There is no real cap.
Will mitigate these things from happening because it has gotten out of control.
Yeah.
I'm always reminded about what I went through when I was in college because I had issues with coaches, but I still stayed. I had to stay. I had issues with schemes. I had to stay. I had issues with things weren't going my way, but I had to stay. A lot of times these kids are so quick to flight a situation rather than to seeing a situation through. I would give any game to a potential pro prospect and understanding this development is essential for you to be the best version of yourself. I give an example of a pencil.
Okay.
When you first get a pencil that's shiny, I'm talking about the number 2 pencil, Peggy, that we had to, you know, write
Yep.
The yellow, I'm out.
Yellow.
Orange.
I mean, they done changed the colors a little bit.
Nah,
you know,
they
little
ain't
tint.
never changed no color to a pencil packet. A pencil universal color has always been yellow.
Yellow number
with the,
2
with,
pencil. You're
with
right.
the green
With the
stripe,
green stripe and the red.
eraser.
Exactly.
Huh? See, I ain't had too much good erasers. I had to have my other eraser on the side. See, my eraser that was attached to my pencil was black. Kind of like your black toenail.
Yeah, all right. I got you doing that. Like.
But needless to say, Peggy, I use the example of a pencil. When you look at that pencil thinks it's the best pencil in the pack.
Yeah.
That pencil don't get to tell me that. That pencil becomes the best pencil in the pack by what it's able to go through in the pencil sharpener. If a pencil could actually talk, if it could actually make noise, do you think that it will be comfortable? Do you think it will be laughing? Do you think that it will be in a very pleasurable situation when it's going through a sharpener, whether a manual sharpener or an automatic sharpener?
Yeah.
No, it would not.
No, it wouldn't.
If I could assume what that pencil was going through, it's a lot of heartache and pain. It's a lot of tension. It will be a lot of screaming. It will be a lot of yelling.
for sure.
It'll be a lot of no, take me out, take me out. But when you take that pencil out, bling, it's so sharp.
It is.
The best version of itself. Because it went through something. A lot of times these kids that's going through these transfer portals,
Is Cam spitting?
they
right now?
run
I think
from
he's
the
spitting.
pencil sharpener.
Oh, yeah.
That pencil sharpener may be advancing yourself to get through tough coaching,
Yeah.
tough situations. What are you going to do? You scared to compete? Hey, bro, you a receiver, another person a receiver. Let's compete. You a quarterback, it's another quarterback. Let's compete. You're getting distracted by NIL evaluation. You're getting distracted by the money or the bag. Understand that even when Brady was in school, Brady didn't have no collect. When Deion was in school, Deion didn't have no collector that he
Cam
could
was in school.
When I was in school, didn't have no collector that we had to negotiate with. Man, we had to get.
Now, we don't want to talk about what Cam was doing at Florida, but I do want to think, because I genuinely think he was 100% right on. I think this picture is one of the more like iconic pictures of showing the difference in college football today. This is Derrick Henry, TJ Yeldon. I think that's Bo Scarborough. Like just every single picture of the running backs at Alabama are just NFL player. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. TJ Yeldon. I think that's Derrick Henry. I forgot who that was. But I think Damon Harris. I think just insane. Oh, here it is, right here. Kenyon Drake, Tyron Jones, T.J. Yeldon, Derrick Henry, Alti Timpani. Like just dogs everywhere. Just absolute dogs everywhere, right? And then you think about you then think about all the offensive linemen that Colorado was bringing in. I was really happy for Colorado for a second. I was like, oh, y'all gonna have Jordan Seaton, and y'all are gonna have all these other offensive line. They brought in a Georgia offensive line. They brought in a Missouri offensive lineman. They brought in a Rutgers offensive lineman. But I guess now we see why they did that. Big beefy boys. I'm not sure if they're Jordan Seaton, but I think that's interesting that, maybe he saw this and said, hey, I got to get out of here, especially if I'm going to go get $2.5 million wherever I want to go. Like, it's a tough situation, to Cam Newton's point, where it's like you don't want to be a part of these legendary collectives of players. Like, that's what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? It used to be two stacks of 5 stars out in Alabama, and that's what created these dynasties. You can't create dynasties anymore. You have a team for a year, maybe, right? And even some of your more tenured players might just hop in that portal and get up out of there and get themselves a nice $3 million. That's life-changing money right there. For 1 year of services, it's really crazy to think about.
Jobs.
Oh.
We had to go try to find ways to do extra things to make money.
Yeah.
Right? As volunteers. There were ways that you could do certain things to get paid compliantly the right way.
Yeah.
Some got paid more than most. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
My thing is, when you start to ask certain players of why you are transferring, it becomes even more alarming. So you mean to tell me you was playing and you transferring? Why y'all doing that?
Yeah.
Some kids will tell you, oh, I'm going to get more money. They giving me X amount of dollars. But you in a position to potentially be a first day pick, bro.
Got the right system around you, making you look great.
And I do want to talk about that because, you know, as much as people like to clown on Colorado, Jordan Seaton was looked at as a first round talent. Like, so he was looked at as the best offensive line coming off the board. So, like, to Cam's point, you're the starting guy. The NFL scouts already respect you and know that you're going to do what you need to do, right? And you decide to go, like, I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm saying there can't be any other reason except to get more money. It don't add up. We know Colorado probably don't got SEC pockets. They've been spending a lot of money in that transfer portal, but you know, I just think it's a crazy situation. And then from the University of Texas, you know me, we had somebody, Parker Livingston. I'm not sure how much y'all remember. I think I was watching a transfer portal video last time we were talking about it. He transferred to Oklahoma of all places. He was a diehard. I'm from Texas, and and he got up out of there. So it's like it gets real nasty. It doesn't matter how well you think you know someone, how much time they put in, how much they started, like they will get up out of there in a heartbeat. But y'all go watch the rest of Cam Newton's video. Obviously, you know, I don't like to watch whole videos too much, but I think he did a great job on this. I think it brings up, I mean, some of these are older videos. I think that Tom Brady video was newer, but that Deion Sanders video was an older one. So it's a great view, great look at it. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the modern standpoint of the transfer portal down below.